Hey guys, before we get started, just want to take a quick moment to thank Deer Camp Coffee and Yeti for everything they do to help keep us awake and energized for the whole show to keep you guys entertained. Make sure you subscribe and stick around to all BowHunterPlanet stuff so you can get into chances to win things. And hey, let's have some fun.
The BHP Podcast is presented by BowHunterPlanet.com. Join the hunt.
Support for the BowHunterPlanet podcast is provided by HHA Sports, Cold Steel Knives, Scott Archery, Burris Optics, Element Outdoors, Reveal Cellular Trail Cams, Deer Camp Coffee. Additional support is provided by Yeti.
Hey everyone, welcome to the BowHunterPlanet podcast. Myself, Tim Mazarana, Kevin Conlin, James Noteboom, and we have Jason, one of our staff, actually shoots for our series BoneDriven, which is absolutely awesome. Had some amazing success this year, and we wanted to get him on the horn just to really talk to us about what's been going on this year. It's been a crazy year for all of us, but man, he's had some good success this year. Jason, why don't you tell us a little bit about it?
So, hey, what's going on, guys? Hopefully everybody's getting through 2020 as best as they can. We're almost there. 2021's right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
But, yeah, no. So for us over here at BoneDriven, for me specifically, we started out 2020 with the youth hunt, and my son was able to connect on his first deer. So that was very exciting. That was up at Hubbard Lake at our family property. Of course, a lot of history up there. Great-grandfather owned 1,000 acres up there, and he's the fifth generation to take a deer off that property. So very special for more than just the reason of getting his first deer, but the family legacy behind it too. So it was awesome. He had been going for a couple years now. He's 11 years old, and this was his first kill, and he was able to do it with a crossbow. So he didn't want to get one without getting one with a crossbow first. So
awesome.
I'm pretty proud of him. Not the biggest deer in the world, but hey, your first deer, it's very exciting.
Was it a doe or a buck?
It was a doe. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. And be honest with you, he, like I said, the years past, he shot some arrows and over the top of a few deer and stuff like that, and had some close encounters, but he was finally able to connect this year. About a maybe 10, 15-yard shot. So we watched.
How old is he?
He just turned 11 in March. So
awesome, man. That's great.
Yeah.
So not much tracking involved?
No, we watched it drop. So he wanted to go out right away and go recover it. And I told him, I said, we got to wait, 30 minutes here. We sat in the blind and everything like that. And, even though I knew it was probably expired, I made him wait and learn the lesson of how you're supposed to wait and give it time. So we went out and recovered it. No issues. And he was happy to put a tag on it. So
how did he handle the gutting?
You know what? He's helped me and Ron and a couple of other guys. He stood by and helped us hold flashlights and stuff. So he was pretty good. We at our camp, another one of my friend's boys, he took a deer as well, and you could tell he hadn't had the experience with the gutting, so he had a little hard time with it. But Sean did pretty good. He helped out until it got real gritty, and then he said, "All right, Dad, take over."
Cool.
I love it.
Cool.
Yeah,
I love it. Teaching him the right way. So what did he shoot it with? You said crossbow. What kind of crossbow you shooting?
He had the Barnett Reverse BC.
Okay. Well, looks like he froze up there.
Yeah, they probably don't have good internet up where he lives.
Yeah.
We have lost Jay.
Well, we'll see if we can get him back here in a minute. But yeah, that's pretty cool, man. I know with myself, I've been taking my kids. It's kind of hard. I have a couple kids, and usually I only get them out during the youth hunt. So with having two kids, it's near impossible to get them both out at the same time. So
Yeah.
I typically alternate every other year, and it's been interesting. They neither one of them been successful. To be honest with you, it's not a lot of hunting, for youth hunt where there may be a couple of sits at best, no matter where I go. And it's, they just like kind of getting outdoors and sitting around. I think for them, I think Owen this year, he really got the itch.
For sure.
He was really disappointed because he thought he would have a great shot on one. Just didn't happen because the only shot that he had was on one that was about 20 yards away behind a bush. But super excited to see them, but just disappointed to get it. So if I have my money down, I think next year is going to be the year for one of my kids, and but we'll see how it goes. So Kevin, it's been a while since you've been on too. You've had some success this year. Talk to us about that.
I was not seeing. I was out a ton of times, and not seeing any deer. And we got those Tacticams, those reveal Tacticams, and those things are. I don't know if they're a blessing or not, because you see them deer all the time when you're not there. They're there at night. They're there. I'm at one blind, they're at another, that kind of thing. Anyway, Uncle Bob invited me up, my buddy Bob, went up to his place, and I went out and I sat down and I was out for less than an hour and a huge 9-point came in.
That's awesome.
Nice.
It was 31 yards. It came in and it stopped behind a tree and was stood there for a while, which gave me time to glass it in and to range it. And I saw it was 31 yards, and I sat there and waited, and he stepped out in the open. I drilled him. I was using the assassin, and boy, the bolt went right through him and landed 25 yards away, sticking in the ground. It went through so fast, I thought, did I hit him or not?
Right.
Yeah.
Went out and checked the bolt, and it had blood on it. So then I said, well, let me just see if I got first blood. So I just went a little ways, and I saw first blood. It was sprayed all over. So I said, okay, let me walk. I went back to the cabin, and, we waited about a half hour or so, because I said, well, let me go look, because I said the blood was really, really good, and it was spraying. So then
Kate's back.
We started tracking, and the thing was spraying all over. It only went about 40 yards and piled up, so.
Awesome, man.
It's pretty nice.
Good success. So not like that for myself. So we got Jason. Welcome back, man. Little internet issue where you're at, I'm sure. So it's
Yeah, no, when
still
you live
dial up out there, or
yeah, you live out in the boonies, man. It's rough. Right now, I'm
you know what?
working on
I'll take it.
hotspot. Yeah, exactly. So what's up, Note Boom? How you doing, man?
living the dream, buddy. Work's
Right
been
on.
super busy. I got right home from the office and jumped right on.
Yeah.
Been like 12 hours a day all week long.
Yeah, I woke up from my office, and you're lucky I put clothes on for this. So there's that.
Thanks. Appreciate.
Oh man, I love it. So Jason, when you cut out earlier, you were talking about the brand crossbow that he was shooting, the Barnett. And I was asking a question. I don't know if you heard it, but did you guys practice a lot before you went out this year, or was it kind of like, no, you got it, Dad got it sighted in, it's ready to go, and you just kind of knew what to do?
So yeah, I had it sighted in for him. We took some practice shots, and he's not one to go out there and fling arrows at a decoy. He's like, hey,
Yeah.
I'm good. Let's go. And of course, with the tripods and everything now, so he's able to set it on there, get it locked in, and they're pretty confident. These kids have it pretty easy nowadays. Back before crossbows were legalized, when we were all young, we had to use a traditional bow, and you had to wait till you're about 15 to, something strong, drawback weight strong enough to kill something. So, but no, he was good. It was pretty much dialed in, so he was ready to rock and roll.
That's awesome, man. I love it. Like my kid's kind of the same way as like, you ask him like, you want to go take some shots? And he did one or two.
Right.
But every time I'd ask him, he's like, nah, I play Fortnite. I know how to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Aim down the sight and shoot, I'm like,
Yeah,
it's a little bit like that.
Here I'm thinking, hey, this would be cool. Like, you want to go hang out with Dad and shoot some crossbow? He's like, no, that's cool. I'm all set.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Yeah. And when they do, it's like, all right, one or two shots, like you were
Right.
saying, and they're done. Like, all right, nope,
Yeah.
I'm good.
All
That's
right,
cool.
good. Well, I'm
done it.
glad
Let's
I'm not
move
the
on.
only one.
No, I make them, if they got to hit 2 in a row and like
Yep.
about this much, and then I let it go.
There you
Otherwise,
Yeah.
I tell them they can't hunt. Never works.
You're just looking
See,
for
now-
excuse, that's all.
Now, you guys are too nice, man. I took Connor this year, and he had a little mishap during the youth hunt. I think he had a little buck fever, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that buck moved too.
Yeah, it moved on him and everything. So, And I think, not sure what happened, but anyway, so he came back and I was going to take him out hunting a couple times. I'm like, okay, we're going to go down and practice. And I was like, all right, Connor, here's the deal. Give me 15 jumping jacks, fast as you can. And then I go, now sit down and pull the trigger, sight in and pull the trigger on that crossbow. I said, this is how you learn to get your heart and your breathing under control. I said, get everything under control and take the shot. And he loved it. I mean, I made him do jumping jacks. I made him.
That's a good idea.
I made him, I said, okay, put the crossbow down. I go, now pick it up, find your target and shoot. I go, sometimes you're going to have to get on target fast. So I kind of disagree with you guys letting them just get away with shooting 1 or 2 times.
No, you're right.
Teach them. You got to teach them how to shoot under conditions, And one of the things I did that to Connor was I learned that from, who Tom Smith is? He's a Sterling Heights firefighter. He's a Marine Corps sniper. He said that they used to train. They would have to run a mile and get down in a prone position and get a shot off within so many seconds and stuff like that. And I said, wow, that's a good idea. It's a good way to practice getting your breathing and your heart rate under control and stuff. So I made Connor do quite a few stuff, and I think he's a better shooter now for it.
I don't think that just works on kids. Maybe we all need to start doing that.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody that's not here right now needs to do that. Like a son-in-law. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you what. I had a situation years back where I was hunting in the UP, and it's one of them things. You're sitting there, and all of a sudden you see this deer come. It came over the top of a ridge with its head down, and I'm like, man, that's got to be a buck. But it had its head down. All of a sudden, its head came up, and it was like probably a 12 point. I mean, it's the biggest buck I've ever seen up there. Well, the thing, up there, it's pretty thick woods. He's just clicking along through the woods with his nose down, obviously trailing a deer, doe, and I couldn't get him to stop, and it happened so fast that, you get your gun. It was the rifle hunt. I get my gun up and you see trees open, and so after it was all open, I looked at it, I go, darn, I could have shot him when he was here. I could have shot him when he was here. So the next year I practiced. I went to the rifle range and I set that gun down and I practiced picking it up and firing it. And the next year I shot that big 8-point that's down the basement. And I'm not kidding. From the time I saw that deer till the time I dropped it, the gun was on the thing. I picked it up and shot him and dropped him within about 8 seconds.
That's awesome, man.
And just from practicing that, I practiced picking up my gun, getting on target and shooting. Making sure I had a good, obviously I know my background there. I know where I'm at. And, I'm not taking any dangerous shot or anything, but, I think it's a good
Jason, you like to practice just on live animals, right? You shot everything this year, haven't you?
No, yeah, we've been blessed. We had a good season so far. So we got 3 of them down between me and my son. So pretty good.
That's pretty awesome, man. Tell us about some of those other ones.
So, yeah, we talked about Sean's first deer, which was awesome. Then we go on our annual bow trip with Ron. Everybody goes up to Hubbard Lake on the family property. And that's more or less just a observation sit. And we always try to take a doe. It's nice weather. We go up there just for the camaraderie and have fun. It's not the best time of year to hunt, but, it's just a good time all overall. So it's
when is that, like mid-October?
Yeah, it's like the second weekend in October. We do it every year. It's about, 26 years and running now. So
awesome.
Pretty special. So yeah, we were up there. I was able to take a doe up there, a real nice doe. Another guy we were up with, he took one as well. So that was good. So we had 2 deer in the freezer for us here at our house. And then it was just a grind after that. I did a lot of hunting back home. I always take off vacation from like November 1st up until the 15th. And with my work schedule, as I'm sure Kevin's aware, you can pick a couple of days off and you get a couple of weeks off. So I use my time to my advantage for the rut. And I hunted hard for 2 weeks straight. A couple all day sits, and I saw a lot of small bucks, nothing real big. And even a couple 8 points that were real small. I just couldn't see anything bigger than a year and a half. It was crazy. I was in good spots. And I even watched a lot of cool stuff. I got to see a small buck breed a doe this year. And just
Some
really
deer
cool
porn.
stuff. So, but on the 14th, I had a real nice buck. One of the shooters I had on camera, he came in behind me, and it was the first shooter that I had saw. And he was about 35, 40 yards behind me, and I could not shoot him with my bow the way it was set up. Even with a crossbow, I might have got a shot off, but I tried drawing back. It was one of those deals too where the deer comes from the last place you think he's going to come from, right? You're not set up to shoot that way. So I'm trying to do this thing. I have to duck up under my safety harness and do this and then switch this and move the camera. By the time I got all set up, I couldn't get a shot. I tried drawing back and nothing was happening. So I didn't have any luck there. And that was the last day of bow for me. So then 3 days later into gun season, I finally saw a decent deer, which Kevin was just talking about shooting quick. The deer was about 100 yards out, trailing a doe. They popped out. I had, just a few seconds to decide whether or not I was going to shoot, and I had to get him to stop. I did the old Matt, got him to stop. He turned. I could see he was as wide as his ears at least, and he was pretty high. So I didn't know what he was. But I was getting to the point where, hey, I spent 2 weeks in the woods, and I knew he was going to be a okay buck. You know what I mean? I knew he wasn't a monster, but I knew he wasn't small either. And honestly, I didn't even get a chance. I didn't know he could have been a 4-point. I mean, a big 4-point. I didn't know. I was hoping for bigger, but yeah, I let off a shot, and I went down afterwards, and I hit him pretty good. I got a good shot on him. He only went about 60 yards, and when I walked up, it was the first time in my life where I had shot, and I didn't know what it was going to be. It could have been a big spike outside his ears. I didn't know, but he was a busted up 7. He was a nice buck. Never seen him before on any of the cameras, never seen him at all. So who knows where he came from, but I was happy. It was off my own property out behind the house.
Yep.
So,
that's even cooler then.
I was just going to ask
Yeah.
that's a new property for you this year, isn't it? Is this the first year you
you
planted
got
that?
You got that big one last year, remember?
Oh, on that same, on your new,
you got that big 110-incher last year.
Okay. Well, for Michigan, I don't know, man.
No, I give him
I'll
crap.
take a
That was 140 for sure, wasn't it? Did you ever get it done?
Yeah, it was just under 140.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That was nice.
Yeah, it was the biggest buck I've got. It just, it's one of those things, we all work so hard to try to get in the right spot to chase after these things. And I've hunted my whole life. Here I move into this house. I didn't have much time to do anything. I hung a stand in what I thought would be a good spot and gave it a couple sits, had a lot of activity, and then was right up before opening day of gun. And I went out there opening morning, and it wasn't 15 minutes after sitting down, he came walking, right in. So
Yeah.
just, a lot of hunting, we can all talk about strategies and everything else, but we all know that it all comes down to being at the right place, the right time. A lot of it's luck. So,
Or never being at the right place at the right time in my case. So.
I didn't pull the trigger till my 37th sit.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then he went 60, 70 yards and somehow made it across the river, and I couldn't find him.
Oh, geez.
I didn't pull my trigger till about the same, but I never hit him after I pulled the trigger. So
I forgot. I totally forgot about that. Why'd you remind me? I had erased that from my memory.
Yeah, I never this year I never pulled the trigger on a bow anyway. I never took a shot with a bow once this year. It just didn't happen. I saw, early season, even mid-season, I saw plenty of action. Good, decent bucks running around. They were just all gun range, and when gun came around, they were gone. They just completely gone from the same spots that we were observing them, all season. And just when it came down to it, I had very few opportunities to actually, put my sight on one this year.
It's terrible, man.
So,
The next year will be better.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's it. Yeah. Dave and
So,
I were talking earlier.
you guys know about this? Apparently in zone 3, you can use your shotgun during muzzleloader. Is that true?
Yeah. You can use anything
gun.
to prove.
Any
So I don't know.
Yes, I
Maybe
read
I'll
that
try
actually-
to sneak out this weekend.
If you follow the DNR Facebook, they just put that out a couple days ago on their Facebook page, all the rules for the hunt coming up.
I don't know if I'll be able to make it out, but that would be nice. Just go pop a doe and fill the freezer.
Well,
No doubt.
that's what we're doing. We sat last night actually across the road, and I took my son with me, and we had the 450 out because it's legal during muzzleloader this year. And so I went out, and we had a doe 45 yards out in front of us, but I didn't realize there was one about 10 yards in front of us. So as soon as I got him ready to go, they blew and took off. So I didn't even expect to see a deer. I mean,
well, I guess that's positive problems if you think about it, right?
Oh, no, yeah, for sure. But it was cool. I got it all on film and everything, but
that's cool, man. So do you hunt a lot of different properties over the course of a year? Or like, well, like, I guess it's twofold question. How many properties do you typically hunt? And then do you hunt new ones each year, or do you hunt the same properties each year?
Same properties each year. 3 properties. My property that I live on, the lease across the road, which is all farmland and ag and stuff like that, and then the family property up north.
Awesome, man. So you know those properties pretty well at this point.
Yeah, I'm getting to know them pretty good, and I got a good grasp on what kind of deer are around here and stuff like that. So it's kind of fun. And actually, a lot of the neighbors around here, we all work together. We have a Facebook page, a quality whitetails page for our township. All the guys that hunt around here, and we're doing like kind of a QDMA with it.
Yeah.
So
it's a great idea, man.
yeah, I mean, everybody's on board. We have one neighbor that shoots anything, and that's his thing. And you know what? Hey, God bless him. If that's what he wants to do, who cares?
Yeah.
The only frustrating part is when you watch a deer all year and
Yeah.
then you let it go and it steps out in the field and you hear the shot, and you know it's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
That's everywhere though. So,
Yeah. But you know what? Everybody's got different goals, and everybody's, got different reasons for what they do, and that's cool. I mean, I don't care. Hunter's numbers are down, which sucks.
Yeah.
So we just got to get people out shooting.
Yeah, the funny thing was like by my parents' house where I usually hunt until we got this lease, finally most of the neighbors are doing the QDM, and one neighbor across the street's got this huge food plot, and he's always got the big buck sitting there. But opening morning, a gun, like some 11-year-old girl or something behind his property smoked huge 10-point that he's been looking at all year, which is cool for her. But you
Right.
just in the back of your mind, you're like, oh man.
That's a bummer.
But
That is a bummer. I'll tell you what's been a really cool game changer for us this year were those Tacticam cell phone cameras.
yeah.
I don't know if you use any of those, but it was really cool to be able to watch real time what what the patterns are, what to expect, what time the deer are. It made some good decisions for me, like being able to sleep in.
Yeah.
I had on my cameras, on my spots, the whole, like, leading up to it, the whole like 3 weeks before the first hunt that we went on, never got a picture in the morning. Always after 4:00 at night was the first picture. And so I chose to sleep in a couple days, and sure shooting, it was the right call because nothing came in. So absolutely loved it. Do you have any of those? I mean, that would be great for your own property. What are you showing us there, Kevin?
That I should be out hunting and not talking to you.
Oh, is that showing up right now?
Yeah.
Or earlier?
442.
I love it, man. I
It's
love
a
it.
doe, but I'm looking to take a doe at this point.
Do you use any of those over at your house, Jason? Those cell phone cams? I gotta imagine like that'd be pretty cool if you lived on the property, because not only can you see like kind of real time what's going on, but it's also kind of a security camera too, right?
Right. Yeah. So I'm running the spy points because I bought those before the Tacticans came out, but
Sure.
had a few issues. They resolved them, so I can't complain too much. I've heard good things about the Tacticam, but yeah, it is cool. But one thing I found out about the cams is that even though we put so much into the cams and rely on what they're showing us to decide what we're doing, man, they can be misleading.
Yeah.
I have 2 spy points set up, and a couple times I've sat and I saw 15, 20 deer and not one picture on either camera. So
Yeah.
don't put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to the cams, man.
Hey, listen, when it's about sleeping in, I'm gonna make any
Oh.
excuse I can.
Tim, I'm with you, man. I'm serious. That's just another excuse, right? Hey, no pictures. I'm not going out.
I think next year I'm gonna try the get up at 8 thing and kind of go out at 9 and stay, and go a little, make
Do
sure you're
kind of
out
a
there
midday
during
hunt?
midday. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well, and that's, I mean,
I'm gonna try something because
I'll tell you
we're
what we
doing
always
ain't
make a
working.
mistake on. This is what ruins it for me is like you get so excited for those first hunts that you're just up, right?
Yeah.
And you're ready to go and you're like, I'm going to come out here. I'm going to come out here an hour and a half early so no deer see me. And if they do, they'll be able to come back in. And you do that and you sit there for an hour and a half before first light. You're tired, you're bored, and then nothing shows up. And then you regret all your life decisions and you go back to like elementary school and be like, man, I should have asked Becky out. Like, all those different things come up in your mind and it just ruins you.
Sounds like your life story, Tim.
Oh, Dave's back. No, I chose Becky because I don't think we knew a Becky. So I didn't think anybody can call me out on that one.
Oh, I'm sure.
I was going to say the real name, but I decided not to because they might be listening. Billy. Oh man, hey Dave, welcome to the show, man. How was dinner?
Thanks for. I was eating dinner. Thanks.
Yeah, that's good.
We got some
Now
coffee.
you got a coffee. That looks delicious.
Your camp coffee right here.
Great.
No, I might have to get a cup of that coffee.
Oh man, now Kevin's gonna go. So yeah, man, Jason. I mean, seriously, dude, we have so much respect for you and your hunting game. You've just been so successful over, not just this year. I mean, you got some success this year, but I mean, just over the years. I mean, you've been doing it for a long time and got it tuned in, and that's what I love, man. You know what you're doing.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty lucky. So I got good people I'm working with here and hunting with, like Ron. He's out in Illinois right now with Chris McGee. Yeah. They're trying to get it done. I was just talking to him earlier. It's going to be a new challenge for them. They haven't been out there this time of year. So they're going to do a little observation tonight in fields. He said he was going to FaceTime me and show me all the deer in the fields, but he never did. So I'm assuming they didn't see anything.
Yeah, there
could be.
But no, I hope they knock one down, especially Chris, because he's been hunting real hard out there. You know?
Yeah, hunting real hard for ducks, from what I hear. But that's just me.
Yeah. Well, he's got to get it done because Bob is about fed up with this season. So I'm hoping that Chris can get some kind of redemption for the whole family.
Yeah, I'm kind of over it. And that's it. You're right.
Yeah,
this year is
Bob's
kind of
worked up because I shot his deer.
Yeah, I would be.
I know, Kevin.
I
don't think you'll be going out there next year.
I read all his Facebook posts about spending so much time in the field and not getting anything, and then I laugh because I know you shot probably the biggest buck he's ever seen on his own property. So,
well, I gotta tell you though, here's the deal. So, since I shot that buck, we've been coming back, and I've been taking him to the property down here in Elgin in Anchorville that I've got set up.
Yeah.
And
you ain't seen nothing.
Well, so we had a couple of pretty cold days, and I didn't want to go up in a tree, so we sat together, and I got a nice house, blind, sand. Now I know why he don't see no deer. I don't know if he expects me to do all the hunting, but he spends 50 minutes on Facebook and 10 minutes looking for deer. It's about a 50 to 10 ratio. I told him, I go, no wonder you ain't seeing and shooting nothing. I go, you're on. I think he gets going on there and he thinks he's only looking down for like a minute. And he's looking down for like 10 minutes before he looks up. I go,
what?
Dude, you probably had 100 deer walk by.
Now, Uncle Bob, if you're listening right now, we love you. But I mean, to be quite honest with you, I don't know. Does it really matter? Because I don't think he can see past 50 yards anyway.
No, I tell you what.
Damn.
I tell you what. I wouldn't, when it comes to shooting, archery or gun. My money's on him.
Oh yeah. How's your wall doing, Kevin? How's your wall?
Yeah, my money's on him.
I can't see
nothing.
Poor Bob, man. This is not right.
Yeah, well, we'd say the same thing in front of his face, so it's not.
That's true.
It's not like we're talking.
I like how Kevin went silent.
Hey, I want to go back out there next year.
Smart man.
Oh,
don't worry, Kevin. You got another 5 years for another big one shows up out there. So
yeah.
I don't know, man. The neighbors been they've been QDMing up there, QDMA, and it's starting to pay off, I think.
Yeah.
He had several nice ones on camera. So
good deal, man. So anybody else here? Anybody else on the line right now. You guys going out at all? You guys have plans to go out at all? What's going on?
I don't know, man.
Oh, I'm
I'd
going
love
out.
to, but
I'm going back out for sure. Actually, Bob and I went out and we sighted in our black powders. And even though I can use any gun I want, I kind of want to shoot my black powder.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I got
Actually,
that
speaking
thing.
of Bob, I got to get out with him because I really need to figure out how to shoot a gun correctly. Because that shot I took was
Pop shot.
really bad.
Yeah, well, he's a gun range officer, and he
Yeah,
can
I
take
know.
you to his club and open up.
Yeah,
his
it
range
scares me to be around him with actual weapons. I mean, crossbows and bows are one thing, but I mean, I know he's carrying when I'm around him, and that just scares me. Not because I don't think that he can't see or that, I just think you'd actually shoot me at one point.
After this podcast, you dead, bro.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'll probably get out with Kevin. I got to go out. Maybe I'll go to Jay's or something. I don't know. I got to do
Yeah,
something.
come on
local.
out.
Have some fun.
It's only
I
been
don't
a
know.
year. I've been asking
Yeah.
you guys to come out, so
I know.
Dave's
I gotta
on,
get out
right.
there.
Dave's on
You
lock.
gotta get Con-
If
you
he
gotta
comes
get
over, he's
Connor
not
on.
going anywhere.
Yeah, I'll
You
take
gotta
Connor
get
with me.
on a deer.
Yeah.
I'll take Connor out there or whatever. Jay, you got
Come on
ground
out.
blind stuff for kids?
Yep. We're good to go.
You got some does? That's all we need.
Oh yeah. Doe Patrol.
Dope.
Cool.
Troll. So
Love it, man.
cool.
Well, Jason, man, I appreciate you showing up, man. We got to get you on more often. I love it when you're on. So it's
Yeah.
a great time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a lot of times it works out to where I have 4 Thursdays in a row that I'm working at the firehouse, but I have 4 off. So, if we can work it out when I'm off, I'd be happy to join you guys.
It's
For
all
sure.
good, man. We love you, and great success this year. We can't wait till next year, and we got to all get together when this craziness,
Yeah,
settles down, and just have a fun time, So it'll be
for
good.
sure. So yeah, not a problem. I got the spot for you guys. So come on out.
Thanks for listening to the BHP Podcast. We hope you guys had a great time today, just like we did. We just want to say special thanks to all the supporters of the BHP Podcast, including HHA, Cold Steel, Scott Archery, Burris Optics, Element Outdoors, Reveal Cellular Trail Cams, Deer Camp Coffee, and additional support from Yeti. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.